Happy Sentence Tuesday, everyone. Today we are going into detail to try out a deck from Artifact Comics. This will be duelist. So first of all, let's check the deck itself for backstory. Duelist, alias Beatrice Archambault the Silver Sparrow. Height 5.6, weight 128. Hair color blonde, eye color silver. Birthplace Lupiac, France. The power of source is fate, or trident physique 2. No affiliation, no. First appearance is Power Steel number 1. Born in 1602 in Lupiac, France, Beatrice lived in mere poverty for much of her youth. Her mother was a seamstress, her father a smith, and though one such had brought some measure of stability, changes among the ancient regime thrust her family into the verge of destitution. Beatrice's mother grew infirm and later bedridden, driving her father to ever more strenuous efforts to support the family and Beatrice to help him tend to his craft. When Beatrice was a girl of 12, a cruel nobleman by the name of Maximilian Sauvage commissioned her father for a rapier with exact specifications, under promise of a windfall of francs in payment. The blade proved exceptional, when forged after great care and effort were married to its creation. Yet upon delivery, Sauvage rendered payment by way of demonstration, insufficient with her father. Unable to contend with the grief of such loss, Beatrice's mother passed soon after, leaving her orphan and forced to fend for herself by whatever means she could on the streets. Beatrice had long taken after her father and was a scrappy girl of surprising strength for her size. She often began to intercede in defense of other children beset by cruel jeopardy and torment from more well-to-do miscreants. However, Beatrice was discovered and taken in by Matilda Maru, a young noblewoman who found herself taken after witnessing the fierce determination of tempestuous tomboy. With Matilda, Beatrice grew and had opportunities to bloom, receiving tutelage, fruit, and shelter. Moreover, Matilda provided an opportunity for Beatrice to share her company, fighting men of the house, who themselves were bemused by her chance for bold athleticism and the handle of a blade. In the years that followed, Beatrice trained at many such blades and received an education the benevolence of her benefactor, giving her an opportunity few were so fortunate to receive. Never once did she founder compassion for the downtrodden to her condition, in doing justice to the villain savage. A woman grown, Beatrice learned the whereabouts of her father's killer, seeking him out for a duel to right his many wrongs. Though Beatrice departed alone against formidable odds, when seduced beset his lackeys upon her rather than face Beatrice herself, she found herself joined by swordsmen of remarkable skill and punishing, emboldened by her daring bravado. Beatrice found Savage and demanded he face her. When it became clear that the passionate duelist may well be his undoing, Savage faltered, and Beatrice was able to disarm him and leave the man with a terrible scar carved into his chest. Before Beatrice had an opportunity to strike Savage down, reinforcements had arrived. She and her fellows were forced to flee, though not without recompense. She had reclaimed the marvelous blade her father had forged all those years ago, and deemed it gallantly delivered. Thereafter, Beatrice took up the mantle and regalia of the musketeers and proved herself a brilliant duelist, with no shortage of daring do or brash bravado. She pursued tyranny wherever she went, defending the defenseless as ever was her way. All the while, Beatrice remained determined to put an end to Maximilian Savage. His pride wounded Savage was similarly taken by a desire for revenge. However, and in an effort to draw Beatrice into a trap, he took up Matilda as a hostage. Once again, Beatrice would face formidable odds, but this time Savage was better prepared. In the ensuing melee, Savage slew Matilda in an effort to make Beatrice lose her composure, and with honorable love taken from her by Savage, she became reckless in those moments. Something neither could have anticipated then interceded, a schism in space and time, torn through reality, and a conflict unfolding in a far removed era spilled over into Beatrice's world. Together, Savage stayed and all within were cast into the great flux that ensued, and Beatrice found herself in the company of myriad men and women with strange garb and phenomenal abilities, in the midst of a picture losing battle. Faced then with a new Trevetine of unfathomable wickedness and woolly alien form, and seeing the heroic stranger step against the impossible odds, Beatrice As scarcely he stated, she joined the fray in their defense despite the seemingly unassailable gulf of force, power, and technology to powers. Fate, it seems, had imbued Beatrice with a powerful boon, and though she was merely a mortal displaced in time, with only her wits, blade, and sword at hand, the duelist soon demonstrated remarkable feats of athleticism, accuracy, and precision, with apparent strength that her form would not possibly provide. More still, Gallant's clean proved startlingly effective against armaments and arsenal that should well have been impressed to admire rapier. Beatrice's intervention gave the hero sufficient time to regroup and withdraw, which she followed in a fighting retreat, far from home and her own time, and now possessing alarming heights powers. There was little doubt in her heart. Their tyrants, whatever their form, sought to sow misery and ruin, and savage was still out there among them. So yeah, that is a long story, but it is better long than short in this case, I say. So yeah, let's go now to the fight. This fight will be against Screamachine in Clara Cloverfield. This heroes that Louis will be fighting with is an variant of Agent Adept for digital only, fanverse Argent Adept, gargyole 2199, and Eldritch. So let's begin. Those who serve tyranny, retribution has found you this day. And guard. Alright, to begin with, because it is a little game, we're just going to focus on the stuff the character will check in R, so I'm not going to explain the other stuff. I may bring a reference to what Clara is doing in badminton just to make it easier to understand. With that, Dewey is going to play Flamboyant Hand. Equipment limited. Increase psychic damage dealt by Dewey by 1. Power Dewey deals a target 2 psychic damage. If it's not your turn, Dewey regains 6 HP, where is 1 plus the number of no hero targets that dealt damage to her this turn. So we're going to play that. Then we're going to use her base power. Gallant Gal. Either Dewey is 1 target 2 melee damage, or until the start of your next turn. The next time a no hero target deals damage to Dewey, you may play a riposte card. We're going to activate the second effect. And now it's kind of neat how he changes her pose during that. Argent adept, they're just going to play Arcane Cadence, which goes into another Arcane Cadence, which goes into a third one, and then goes into Verbal Sonata. So they're going to grab a put of their deck Instruction Conjuration, and then they're going to use their race power, Area. Play a card, activate that card's perform text and accompany text. So we're going to then play from that Cerebral Destruction and destroy the ongoing card. So there we go, we draw. Gargoyle, they're going to play IO Technique, they're going to use that power. They're going to first hit Lawless, which is annoying because it's reduced, and then they're going to hit Valentine. Eldritch, they're going to play the OC Knights of Aberon. They're going to use their base power, Meditation, draw a card or add one token to one spell. With that, before anything, we're going to first check what Clara Cloverfield is like. Interpret Reporter. Start of the game, put this card into play, shuffle the environment deck. This card is considered a hero card. If this card has 1 or more HP, it's indestructible. This card is destroyed or otherwise removed from play, the heroes lose. So basically just an extra hero that we actually have to focus on. Doing as much as no damage, so we can play a card. We're going to play Decisive Throw, one shot riposte. Do this will direct 3 melee damage, increase the damage by 2 if the target has dealt damage to hero target this turn. If it is not your turn, this damage is completely redirected. We're going to hit Ricky G from this, increase by 2 that way, and the rest doesn't really matter, really. It should be spread out anyways. We're going to then play Floor Showing Panake, one shot riposte. Duelist deals 1 target to 1 melee and 1 psychic damage. You may search your deck or trash for an ongoing card, put it to your hand. If you search your deck this way, shuffle it. If it's not your turn, you may play a card. We're going to just hit Kiji that way, search your deck for an ongoing. We're going to then set up again our base power. Go. Argent adept, I'm going to play instrumental duration, grab the ADCR Storm. Then they're going to use their power to play the broadside of Vigor, letting everybody heal 1 HP that way. Which is not going to go to her because she's at full. So it doesn't matter if she heals. Gary is going to play something to fear, reduce the next damage that Slice deals. Then search your trash, sorry, the deck for Lichfield. Way to play. Then they're going to use the base power. Let's use that and then hit for as much as possible Ricky. Eldritch are going to play the Ever Watchful Eye Fios. Then use their power again. Add a token to this. And then we're going to remove the tokens to give duelist and gargle the draws. To this muscle damage, so we can play a card. We're going to play first Panaki again. Focus still on Rookie D. Search your deck for one card. Grab a Rousing, and then we're going to play the card. Grab a Rousing, when this card is played, it deals no hero target 1 psychic damage. When another hero would be dealt damage by a non-hero target, you may react it to duelist. If you do play a reposted card, then destroy this card. So that's basically an AoE 2. And then we're going to take the damage that Argent would take to let us then play a card. Instead, we're going to play the Shadow Swing, one shot riposte. Do deals each be target 1 be damage, increase damage dealt this way to each target that has dealt damage to a hero target this turn. If it's not your turn, you may destroy a non-target environment card. So that destroys. We're not going to destroy any of the cards since all of these are good for us. And then most cards in hand that will take damage, we're going to say is Argent, since I'm using it right now. Duelists are going to play Phenomenal Fencing or Going Limited. The first time duelists deal damage by a non-hero target each turn, you may play a riposte card. Power, if it's not your turn, you may play a riposte card. If no card was played this way, duelist is 1 target 1 melee and 1 psychic damage. Played, then since we already have a way to actually get consistent cards and we don't have that many, let's just deal the power of the card and hit for a bit more. Arya is going to play Telamon Slayer, then power, they're going to use once more the base power to just play the Scare of Frost and Flame, which we're going to try to hit breaking you with that, reduce the damage since it's going to be good enough in anyways. Never mind, that didn't work as I expected, a shame. Anyways, Gargle, they're going to play Absorb and Leash, going to hit breaking you with that, reduce it by 1, then going to hit with it Argent Adept, lets them hit for basically 3 damage to any of the members that we want hit here, so there we go. Then they're going to use their base power, sustain. You miss your 1 hero going to equipment card. If you do, 1 player plays a card, draw a card. We're going to destroy the Scared of Frost and Flame, and then go to let Cargo play the card, so they play Terrorize. We'll make it now so 3 targets here deal some 1 damage, so that's a bit more. Eldritch, we're going to destroy the eye. Then we're going to play Medallion Phoros. Instead, we're just going to use the power to keep adding spells, or tokens I mean. There we go. And we don't have enough tokens removed, so that's a shame. Duelists are going to play Repair Wit. One shot, search your deck or trash for a void or equipment card. We need to play. If you search your deck, shuffle. You may draw a card to use a power. We're going to search again. The Gallant Gleam. Equipment limited. Increase damage dealt by duelists by 1. Power duelist deals 1 direct 2 melee damage. If it's not your turn, increase the damage by 1. It cannot be redirected. So there we go. And then with that power, we're just going to use the Phenomenal Fencing to deal a total of 4 damage here, which will release by 1 just to help a bit there. Argent adept, they're going to play Alakris to Borinat, and then they're going to use the Telemon's Lyra to let it actually let somebody else play a card. We're going to choose Duelist, which they're going to play Scanning Separate. One shot riposte. Duelist deals 1 target to your own psychic damage, a target deals Duelist 1 melee damage. If it's not your turn, you may straight ongoing card. I'm going to play that. Hit Ricky G since it's kinda freebie and since it's irreducible, doing that is works. Then because they hit back, we get to activate we get to play 2 more cards basically. So let's do that. Duelist is going to play decisive thrust through this. One shot riposte. Duelist is 1 target 3 melee damage, increase the damage by 2 if the target has been done damage to a hero target this turn. If it's not your turn, this damage is reducible, cannot be redirected. So we're going to play first this. Deal the 6 damage here. And because that will be dealt damage, we redirect that to gargyole. And then we're going to finally play the group the grace. One shot riposte. Duelist is 1 target 2 melee damage. If it's not your turn, increase this damage by 1. And easy reducible. If the target is destroyed this way, duelist regains 3 HP. So we're going to then play this, hit Ricky G. They're destroyed. And once more, we're going to let they take it. And she's going to heal. Then we're going to actually destroy the grave. And there we go. Gargyole, they're going to play Bioenergy Pulse. Then they're going to use the Power Nihil technique to hit themselves for 2. Damage by 1 there. So we're going to make Valentine take 5 damage from that. Not going to rate that one, or this one. And then hit Valentine, Blood is for 2 damage. And because we hit Gargyole, they're able to hit someone else for the damage they took plus 1, which we're going to choose Valentine. So there we go. So Clara can take some damage, it's fine. Then Valentine blows take 1 damage each. We're not going to Eldritch, we're not going to swing the card. We're going to add tokens to both of these. Then we're going to play the Wheels of Well. So there we go. With that, we have an extra power. Then we're going to add a token to the ice, and then remove a token from add the other ice actually. Then we destroy the berries, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. There we go. And we're going to remove 2 tokens to give Duelist to draw, and also Gargoyle, so we're gonna need it. Duelist will be able to play a card. They're going to do Put the Grace again. That lets them deal 4 damage here. We'll use it because it's reducible anyways. Duelist, they're going to play Daring Do. Ongoing limited. Whenever Duelist is dealt damage by an your target, you may draw a card. Power, draw 2 cards, is card 1. If it's not your turn, you may destroy an ongoing card. We're going to play that, and because we're kind of low on cards right now, we're going to use a power to just draw 2 and get rid of the Flamboyant Hat. There we go. Argent Adept, they're going to play Inspired Supertonic. Then they're going to use the power on the Lyra again, let Duelist play the card. As they're going to play Coup de Grace again, and just hit Valentine, reduce the damage to the hits, and let Clover heal this time. Go. Gargoyle, they're going to play Ultimatum. We're going to destroy the Status of Vigor, the Serenade of Destruction, and the Side Storm to let us deal a total of 11 damage to Bloodlace. Reduce that by 1 because why not? And then with that, we're going to use the power of Agile Technique to hit Bloodlace for 3, get rid of her, and also Slide for 2 damage. There we go. Eldritch, so we're not going to destroy this card. We're going to add tokens to the 3 spells here, not destroy the other card. Then we're going to play the Loclarius Scrolls. We're going to use that power first to draw 2 and play 2 spells. So we're going to play the Flames of Horrors and Scourge of Shatachan. And then the second power, we're just going to add more tokens, this time to the Flames, because why not? There we go. We're going to remove tokens here to give duelist and gargle the draws. And we don't have any tokens, enough tokens to remove the rest. Once more duelist having the damage, and we can do some stuff. We're going to use the blade sizes drop and deal 6 damage here. Yes. Duelist, they're going to play Guard. On going limited, the first time each turn, duelist would be dealt damage by each non-hero target. If fails to use the target 1 melee damage. Whenever you destroy a non-hero target, duelist regains 1 HP. So we get this. Then we're going to play they're going to use the power of Phenomenal Fencing to just hit for basic 3 damage, make a -1 still. And at adept, they're going to play just this, use the power of the liar to let duelist play a card. They're going to play Rapier's Wit again. Grab for Rabble Rousing. That's no damage, we're reducing that by 1 to help Gargoyle deal some stuff. Then they can use a power. They're going to use the power of the God Gleam to deal a total of 4 damage here. Slice. There we go. Gargoyle, they're going to play Ultimatum. Just get rid of all of the Argent adept stuff. So why not? And then hit Slice for a total of 12 damage. And we win. This is an interesting hero. It is a neat combination of trying to play outside of turn, which can lead to shenanigans, but because it's digital, it's not that difficult to remember. So it's nice. We are still missing some cards, so let's see them now. Camaraderie, 1 shot. Duelist and another hero each regain 2 HP. That hero players may draw a card. Until the start of your turn, whenever damage will be dealt to that hero, you may react to Duelist. Card finishes. Ongoing. Place card next to a target. Duelist deals that target 1 irreducible psychic damage and 2 melee damage. You may redirect damage dealt by the target to Duelist. Reduce damage redirected this way by 1. At the start of your turn, destroy this card. Sparrow's Dance. Ongoing limited. The first time Duelist is damaged by any non-hero target each turn, you may draw a card and use a power. When damage will reduce Duelist to 0 for your HP, prevent it and destroy this card. And that will be all. Once more, this is a really neat hero that even if it's available also in TTS, it may be easier to play in data, partially why I even brought it here. So yeah, once more, thanks for watching, Changes of the Multiverse Zone by Greater Games. Please support the official release. If you want to try Clara Cloverfield is on Intuit Comics. If you want to search for Argent the fanverse variant, it's on Lazy Fan Comics. And Duelist is on Artifact Comics. It's more. Thanks for watching and goodbye.